O'Hara, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to solve polynomials using quadratic methods. The first thing we are going to do today is learn how to write an expression in quadratic form. The first problem we have is 5x to the fourth plus 2x squared minus 8. Now, we need to try to get this x into x squared and this just x. By doing this, we need to define a u. One of the clues about what your u could be is using this as our u, which is x squared. Next, you'll just plug everything in. So it would be 5u squared, because this 2 times that 2 is the 4, but we need it in the squared form. And then we would have plus 2u, because the 2, and then minus 8. And that is how you put it into quadratic form. Now we're going to be doing a similar problem. 15v to the sixth minus 8v cubed plus 9. So first we have to define our u as v cubed. Okay, now we'll do 15u squared, because 2 times 3 is 6, and minus 8u, because 1 times 3 is 3, plus 9. And this is our final answer. Here is another example that looks almost the same as the others. However, this example does not work. When trying to define the u, you can't use this because it's not half of 8. So if we tried to define u as y squared and did 3u squared, 2 and 2 is 4, not 8. Therefore, it would not work. For these types of problems, you would write not possible. Here are 3 examples that you can write down and practice on your own. Now, we're going to add on to what we just learned by solving an equation. So the steps are just as what we did previously. First, define our u as a squared, then plug it in. So u squared minus 9u plus 20 equals 0. Now, the new step we're going to learn is we have to factor it. So u minus 5 and u minus 4. Now, the tricky part is, since we have u defined as a squared, we have to plug in a squared. So a squared, and then you can just solve equals 5 because moves over, so 5, and a squared equals 4. Now we just have to solve this. So a equals plus or minus the square root of 5, and a equals plus or minus the square root of 4. And the square root of 4 is 2, so it would be plus or minus 2. And that is how you solve it. Now we're going to do a problem that's just a little bit harder. It may look intimidating at first, but it's really not that hard. So first, you have to get it equal to 0, so m to the fourth minus 4 equals 0. Next, you have to factor it. Just make it m squared minus 2 and m squared plus 2. Now all we have to do is solve. M squared equals 2. M squared equals negative 2. And take the square root. M equals plus or minus square root of 2. And M equals plus or minus the square root of negative 2, but we have to be careful there because it's now imaginary. So it would be M equals plus or minus I square root of 2. Now we're going to do a problem that has a square root in it. So first, we just have to get this equal to 0, so z minus 5 square root of z plus 6 equals 0. Now we have to define our u for this one. So u equals, right here, square root of z. Now, u squared minus 5u plus 6 equals 0. And do u minus 3 and u minus 2. Now, we're going to have to make it z, square root z equals 3, and square root z equals 2. Finally, we have 3 examples. Hopefully you found this video helpful in refreshing your mind or teaching you how to solve polynomials using quadratic methods.